Broadcasting around the world on the World Wide Web.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Oh yeah. Broadcasting live from the Josie Network studios in downtown Medina, Tennessee. It's that time of week again. It's time for the Josie Show. Bringing you the most exciting music news and guests from around the world. Right here on the Josie Show. Please make welcome the beautiful, the talented, the lovely, America's radio sweetheart, Mrs. Josie Asantino Boone.
Welcome back to the Josie Show. My goodness, we had such a wonderful time at CMA Fest as official media. We had so many great interviews and met so many wonderful familiar faces, new faces. We just had such a great time. But today, I'm really looking forward to sharing this interview with Darin and Brooke Aldridge. I had a great conversation with the two of them. So let's get it. I hope you enjoyed this great interview. Please welcome to the Josie Show, my special guests, Darin and Brooke Aldridge. Hi.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been looking forward to this.
We have to.
Oh, I'm so thrilled. So for our listeners who are just now being introduced to Darin and Brooke Aldridge and the music you create, how would you best describe your sound? Let's start there.
I would say, we're a husband and wife duo. We do a little bit of bluegrass, gospel, and country, kind of intertwine all of those genres that we love. But we love duets. We love singing with a full band as well. And so if you come to one of our shows, you're going to get a little bit of everything.
I love that. You have a little bit of everything for everyone. Whatever mood you may be feeling. I think that's wonderful. And you have a new album out, Soul Condition, which feels very personal and thoughtfully crafted. Can you tell us about this album and what first-time listeners can expect with this album?
Well, a big part of Darin and Brooke always has been gospel music, and we've always included, those type of material and songs throughout all of our records. And this is our 11th studio album.
Wow.
And we just decided to put a collection of songs together we've been doing over almost 20 years of Darin and Brooke together as one gospel collection. Like I said,
Sure.
We've always featured gospel music, and we had a lot of success with a song that we recorded on our last album called Jordan, which featured Mo Pitney and Mickey Skaggs and Mark Fane, and several songs previous before that people related to as gospel music. So it's time just to do that and have an album totally dedicated for that. So we gathered songs that we'd sang in church growing up, other things that meant to us and our families and from our heritage there in North Carolina, and decided to put a collection of music and put a Darin and Brooke spin on our type of gospel songs.
Yeah, and we had a lot of great collabs on this too. We got to do something with Jason Crabb, also with the Isaacs and our good pal John Cowan. And we also had a really special moment with our family on one of the songs that we recorded at the very end. If you're listening closely and listen through to the whole song, you'll hear a really neat collab with our family. So that was really so much fun to get to do.
That's amazing. How are collabs different than just, of course, just with the duo, just the two of you? I'm sure, artists that you work with are able to kind of put their own little spin on things, and it adds more of like a freshness and excitement to it. Do you feel?
It is, like on this record, we had spoken to Jason Crabb, over the last maybe 2 years about doing something, writing a song or recording a song, and it finally came together at the right time and got in the studio. We'd never really sang with him before, but we thought it was just a special moment, and it come together very well.
Oh, yes. I love that. And of course, the songs are doing very well because I seen on the Bluegrass Today chart, 5 songs off of this album were on there. So it must feel so good knowing DJs are enjoying and spinning. I mean, what was that reaction like when you seen that chart?
That's probably been the most at one time that we've ever had on a chart. So that was really cool. A great feeling to wake up on a Friday morning and see that, because that chart comes out every Friday. But just it's really neat to see that people are enjoying what we're putting out and being touched by that, because that's what we want to do through our music, is speak to people.
Yes, and you do it very well. I have to say, you both do that incredibly
Thank
well.
you.
You're very welcome. And like you said, 11 studio albums. How do you feel this album differs from previously released works? Because as we all are, we're always growing and evolving.
Well, this one's a little deeper, I guess, and a little more personal to us because
Sure.
we tried to represent our heritage a lot more in the songs that we chose, and of course, having our family on it was really special. And these were songs that we remember hearing growing up as kids, and songs that our pastor and his wife might have sang for me anyway. And it was pretty cool to know that
Yeah, just the meaning of the songs, throughout our family and heritage, like I said before,
Mhm.
was coming through to the audience that we've helped build over the last close to 20 years. With doing festivals and concerts and playing at the Opry and building those relationships throughout. It's just a special time.
Yes, it's such a special album. It really is. It's so good. And I hope everyone checks it out. It's available now everywhere you find your music. You can stream it. So check it out, everybody. Please do. So, so good. And I wanted to ask you, is there a song off of this album that you particularly enjoy playing live that really the crowd has been really responding to?
Yeah, I would definitely have to go with "You Don't Knock." It's the very first track you'll hear on Soul Condition. And we got to do this with our good friend John Cowan, who we toured with and still do from time to time when he's not on the road with the Doobie Brothers. But this was a song, we kind of wanted to recreate and kind of put our own spin on. We remember when Newgrass Revival cut this song, and Cowan was a part of that band. So it was really cool to invite him to be a part of our cut, and we don't think it could have turned out any better. But doing it live, we really get the audience involved at the very end and have them sing and clap along. So this has been one that's fun to see come to life in person.
Yes, absolutely. That fan reaction is always, it just makes it something special. That's amazing. And that's a really good song. That was definitely one that I was going to say.
Well, thank you.
Yes, that one would get me, that would be getting me on my feet. I'll tell you that. For sure. It's so good. And I wanted to also mention that fans can see you guys performing live. They could check out your website, Darin and Brooke Aldridge.com. But there is one special stage that you've returned to over 60 times now, and that's of course the Grand Ole Opry, like you mentioned. So does it feel special every time you step into that circle? And what does the Opry mean to the both of you?
Oh yeah, it feels like the first time every time. It's so surreal to be in that building and to stand on that circle and know all the great folks that have came through there through the years and brought happiness to people through their music. And the Opry has continued to run over 100 years now, which is pretty incredible. So it really feels like home to us. They make us feel like family every time we're there, and we always hope that they call.
Absolutely, and watching the Opry on TNN when I was just a youngster has really got me into wanting to play music for a living and wanting to try to learn to play and sing like all the artists that I looked up to. So it's special to get to be back there with a lot of those folks that we had saw at a young age. And somebody brought this to my attention, maybe a year ago that, we have played it over 60 sometimes, and they said, you play the Opry more than you have any other venue. And that was kind of hard to take in and think of it that way. But, you play different festivals and auditoriums and shows throughout the time, yes, but we hadn't played any of those venues 60 times but the Opry, so that was pretty wild.
That's so
hear
wild.
that way.
Right? That is so wild. Oh, wow. What a great thing to be able to say, honestly. You know what I mean? That's amazing. Absolutely. I love that so, so much. And I wanted to ask you both, have you guys ever had, while performing anywhere, it could be anywhere around the world that you've performed, have you ever had any embarrassing onstage moments that you could recall, or something that just was an onstage mishap that you remember?
Forgetting the words, that's always embarrassing.
Right, yes.
And there's been times when I thought, well, if I keep singing, maybe the words will come to me, and I might mouth something or just make up words. Sometimes the audience doesn't recognize that, but sometimes people have came up and been like, "You forgot the words," but that doesn't happen too often. That's probably one of my most embarrassing things. What about you, David?
Well, I was touring with the Country Gentlemen, for about 5 years with Charlie Waller, and that was later in Charlie's life. And I remember one story I'll share pretty quickly. We were down east in North Carolina near the Marine base of, I guess,
was it Camp Lejeune?
Maybe so. That might be in South Carolina. I can't remember. But Charlie had been having a few difficulties with mine, and he had just had like a mini stroke, and he had some complications getting out there, and he sat down the last year and a half of his touring. And I remember him sitting there, and he was having a little bit of a situation, and he didn't have his guitar pick. And I said, well, here, Charlie, I said, take one of mine and play it, because it was already a delay of getting him to the stage before the announcer brought us on. So 10 minutes had seemed like it had went by. And then he got up and said, no, I want my own pick. Yeah. And he stood up and he emptied his pockets and his jackets and his breeches with probably 5 sets of keys. He pulled his gun out and laid it on his stool.
That's so funny.
His billfold, I mean, everything like an older gentleman that worked on a farm had in his pockets at the time. That's what Charlie had. Right. And it became a comedy like act, you know, everybody thought that. But at the time, us sitting there living it and doing it, it seemed like forever, you know.
That is so funny. Like Mary Poppins, just it keeps just coming out, just random things.
Oh yeah. When he so pulled his gun out and laid it out there on the stool for everybody to see, that was real good.
That's a good story. That's hilarious. Oh, that is so funny. The things that you experience when you're out on tour, you just never know.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of out on tour, is there a comfort food that you guys love, or just like a comfort item that you guys have to always have with you on tour?
Oh, I'm a Pepsi drinker. So
I was going to say, Brooke likes to have a little Pepsi.
I'm not a coffee drinker, so that's kind of my go-to when I'm needing some energy or a pick-me-up. So.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How about you, babe?
We don't stray too far from finding any food that we want if we need to. But, you know, cheese, Lance crackers is always good. You know, a cola or coffee, or, you know, somewhere to stop. Waffle House is always a go-to at any time of day or night. Cracker Barrel. So there you go.
Those two are always the go-tos. Listen.
Yep.
For
they
sure.
help musicians get across the country, that's for sure.
Yes, it does. It really does. Thank goodness. Waffle House and Cracker Barrel, I'm telling you. And then I also wanted to ask you guys, can you please give out your social networking sites so people after the show can follow you guys and check out what's next?
Yeah, definitely. So if you want to find us, you can go to darinandbrookealdridge.com. You can also check out YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're on all of those things. And of course, any digital media platforms that you want to find our music on, like Pandora, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify. So yeah, we're out there. You just got to type our name in and we'll come up.
Fabulous. It's super easy. Y'all pop up. So please make sure you guys check it out. Please check out the new album, of course, Soul Condition. And before we go, I just want to ask you, are you guys writing or any new music maybe in the works at some point? What's been going on in your world musically?
You know, I think we're going to actually go in the studio again next week to get some new singles and some bluegrass material to come out later in the years, since we're just gospel projects. So yeah, that's coming on strong. So we're kind of shifting in that gear again.
Fabulous. Oh yes. Well, we're going to keep tuned in. We really, really are. And thank you both so much for chatting with me. And please come on back anytime. Y'all are fun.
Thank you for all you do, Josie.
Oh, thank you. Thank you both so much.